എന്തുകൊണ്ട് റോള് అవును.
Participants, I am audible.
বলছেন গাড়িটা কি করবেন? গাড়িটা ঘুরিয়ে দিতে হবে। স্যার ক্যামেরাটা শুনছে, আপনি যদি এটা সামনেটা দেখেন
এটা তো আর হচ্ছে না।
কেমন জিনিসটা হচ্ছে স্যার? দিয়েছি আপনি আনমিউট করেছেন?
না,
প্রেস করে দিন।
ঠিক আছে। এটা actually হবে না, যেহেতু देखा तो এদিক থেকে না, এদিকে পরে এদিকে এইটা না, এটা ওখানে যাবে। চেক করো। হ্যাঁ, আপনি বলি একটা বলি। একটু অডিবল কিনা দেখুন। Hello, hello. Am I audible? Participants, am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Good morning, participants, and good morning, delegates. First of all, I want to express my gratitude to Director, Sir, Principal Ma'am, Coordinator, Convener, Joint Convener, opportunity to express my topic or deliver my speech regarding the weld quality of TIG welded stainless steel in this 5-day FDP program. Before going to details about these topics, I want to say something. Hello. I want to say something that why quality is necessary. Can you give any answer from audience? Why quality is required? I know, I observed that most of the participants in this FDP program are students. So why we are running toward the quality? Because everywhere quality, we want quality product, we want quality food, we want quality lodging. Why quality is necessary? Since manufacturing activity, they produce product. Why they produce product? Why they produce product? Can you give any answer from audience?
Sir, for customer satisfaction.
Okay. For customer, they want some product. As per the customer specification, they manufacture that product. And if that product do not falls under the quality standard, then no one can purchase. In that case, manufacturing activity will run into great loss. Right or wrong? Participants, if the quality of the product degrades, then the overall objective of any manufacturing activity will run into great loss. Since you are students and all the participants, faculty and the teachers, teacher objective is to make student qualitative so that industry can pick them after completing 4th year of graduation. We have to compete. You have to compete during this 4th year. You learn many things. Computer engineers learn computer subjects. Mechanical engineer learns mechanical subjects. Electrical learn electrical. But at the completion of 4th year of this journey of this engineering graduate, you get job in industry. But in industry, you have to work in a specific domain. So mechanical engineer have to work in a manufacturing domain or mechanical engineering domain. They do not work as a computer engineer or electrical engineer. So this product is developed by self, no, is not true. Product is made by the combination of by the concurrent work done by the total engineers. It may be electrical, it may be computer, it may be mechanical, it may be IT. That concurrent engineering means, I give an example. If a customer wants a product and that to be designed, the first of all, design engineer can make a design of that product, and then they pass the design to production engineers. Production engineer then make the design product as per the drawing sanctioned by the design engineers. Who made the design? Who created the design? Computer engineer, mechanical engineer, civil, architecture, they create the design. But the production engineer make the product as per their design. And if they find any flaw, then again they send back that design to the concerned authorities. After mutual discussion, after the mutual understanding, after the mutual study about the design and the product, what are the faults that are occurred? What are the faults they gather during the study? They rectify it, and then they make that product as per the commitment that they did towards the customer. So here quality is important. So today my topic is on the weld quality. Weld means where the word weld come from. Weld come from joining. That is, welding is a joining process. Since manufacturing a product quality is important, similarly, joining quality of any material is to be important. When you are in childhood, you play with a piece of paper by making an aeroplane. After spending 2 or 3 days, you enjoy a lot. And after playing it, you feel that you destroy that aeroplane and cut into several pieces. After some time of interval, you finally realize that you make another product by use of that cut piece. Then what you did, you just join the cut piece by using Fevicol or adhesive. So joining is important. It is used in every life, in every part of our life. Joining is not only for the mechanical subject. Really, it is in a mechanical domain, but it is necessary in every field. Because we create, we use it, we destroy it, again we recycle it. So joining is a very important term. To join any metal by using adhesive, but in any material to join adhesive. But in case of metal, the certain process, with the help of that process, you can join that material. But after joining, we think the quality must be as per the standard, as per the condition that prescribed by the customer. So weld quality is important. So welding is used to join metal. Now here TIG, I discuss today the TIG. TIG, the full form of TIG is tungsten inert gas welding. Tungsten inert gas is an arc welding process that is used to join stainless steel. The stainless steel means is an alloy. There are 4 types of stainless steels are available. That is first ferrite, martensite, austenite, and duplex. The all composition of the stainless steel is slightly differ by adding more or less amount of chromium and nickel. In case of ferrite, there is 11 to 12% chromium in it. But in case of martensite, the range of chromium lies in between 13 to 15%. After that, austenite having this chromium percentage that is 15 to 30. But in case of duplex, it's a combination of 50% ferrite and 50% austenite. But today is the FDP program, Faculty Development Program. And I suppose that you have to learn from something after the 5 days of completion of your FDP program. This topic is mainly helpful for the engineers or technician. This topic is mainly helpful for the engineer or technicians, not only belongs to mechanical, but it helps computer, electrical, or other branches. Because today we are going to learn the different optimization techniques that are used to find out the optimal solution of the product. Okay, so tungsten, I cannot go in details about the TIG. We have to learn from this FDP certain things like optimization. How optimization is required. The optimization is to find out the optimal solution. Suppose I perform an experiment on mild steel to join the plate by using the TIG process, we find that certain parameter that is used to join that material is an optimal condition. If this optimal condition is obtained by me in next experiment, that will be performed by you, then you find another optimized solution. In this way, the welding investigator have performed lot of experiment to find the optimal solution to weld a particular steel dimension, like thickness parameters by a specific process. In this way, a knowledge base has been prepared, and by studying the knowledge base, welder can finally easily predict the optimal condition and perform weld quality with very reliable, predictable, and accurately. So, in this is a TIG welding. TIG welding can be a manual automatic type. Here, inert gas that is supplied here is outside from nozzle. Inert gas, that is argon, argosine, helium, that is used in case of TIG welding. Since quality of any product is important, so in this case, quality of any weld is also important, because weld quality is mainly depend on feature of bit geometry, mechanical metallurgical characteristic of the weld. So in the present work, we perform welding of austenitic stainless steel to austenitic stainless steel with the same matching filler wire.
স্ক্রিন এখানে কি আছে
সিয়ার কোথায়, উইন্ডো কোথায়? অন্য একটা দিন আমরা দেখতে পাচ্ছি। আচ্ছা সাইবার, ওকে ওকে, নো প্রবলেম। কাটিং সही है, all completed. So participants, in this work we joined 304L austenitic to austenitic stainless steel at varied input parameters. So how we judge welding welding we have done, that is a perfect welding, by mainly a hammer test. By striking a hammer on it, if the weld is break, that means the weld cannot be a perfect. But without destructive, we can judge its quality by using NDT testing, that is non-destructive testing. Non-destructive testing like X-ray radiographic, sound test, ultrasonic, and eddy current test can be used as a NDT. And destructive test we perform to judge the strength of the particular weld by using a Instron universal testing machine or a Charpy and ISO impact test, etc. The objective of this present work, first we perform visual and accelerography test, and then we perform tensile test in order to find out yield strength, ultimate strength, and percentage elongation. Finally, you optimize the data by using a technique named as Gray-Taguchi methodology. In this experimental plan, we perform butt weld of 100 mm into 60 mm into 3 mm dimension thick sheet by using TIC process. After that, visual inspection and X-ray radiography has been carried out. A small cutout strip has been cut out, has been taken from welded sample to prepare a microstructure specimen, tensile test specimen, a hardness specimen, and finally we get the respective strength of the particular weld by testing its tensile test in a Instron universal testing machine. This is a parameter of the current gas flow rate arc gap. This is the experimental setup. This is all the welded sample has shown in this slide. From the sample, we cut out a strip that is to be transformed into the tensile test specimen as per ASTM standard. This ASTM standard specimen, tensile specimen, is prepared with the help of this milling machine that are used in work. This is the Instron universal testing machine. Here, tensile test has been carried out. Here, by the help of metallography microscope, we study microstructure. This is a micro hardness tester. With the help of this micro hardness tester machine, we find hardness result of the particular weld zone. Now, this is the result and discussion. This chemical composition of AISI 304, here chromium percentage of the base metal is 18.45, filler material is 19.20. The question arises why the filler material strength is filler material chromium percentage is higher than the base metal, because due to the dilution factor, it should be taken large amount as compared to the base metal. Have you seen the X-ray radiography film of any welded part? This is the X-ray radiography film. Here, many types of sub-defects like the porosity, lack of fusion, lack of penetration, undercut has been shown in this slide. But unfortunately, in this all 9 sample experiment, no such defect has been found. But in next slide, we can see the defect like lack of fusion. This is the small haircut line on the welded sample represent lack of fusion. And this small dot represent that some defect has been occurred in the welded sample. This small dot represents the porosity that is found in the welded sample. This mainly occurs due to the gas entrapped inside the weld pool. This is the X-ray radiography test result, tensile test result. The main objective of our project is to weld the two metal. But if we weld the two metal, if the strength of that weld metal is below the strength of the parent metal, that the initial stage, that means we fulfill our objective. No, the strength should be matched with the strength of the base metal, or it may be higher. Here, sample number 1, 2, 3 is 565.2. It is nearly matched with the strength of the base metal filler wear. This is the stress versus strength curve shown in the slide. Now, our objective is to perform optimization by using gray-based Taguchi technique. Now, today, our theme is the innovation in the emerging field. So, every field are emerging. Because we know you are agree with me or not, yes, say yes or no. Since old is gold, is it true? We have learned from old. We learn from past and rectify it in present to make our future bright. We learn from old and innovate it so that our future can use a highly accurate, highly productive, highly reliable product by our next generation, used by next generation. So how they produce product with highly reliable, highly qualitative, without knowing the actual data, without getting any actual data that has been done by carry out this type of experiment. Here we perform welding, we perform tensile test, we perform hardness. Okay, it's okay. We perform exploratory test, all it's okay. But we get a data. What is data? Optimal solution. Here the optimal solution is found out by using gray-based troubleshooting techniques. Is current 90, current 100 amps, gas flow 20, and R gap 3. At this condition, we found that welding strength is to be maximum. If this condition is not defined by researcher in their logbook or knowledge base book, then no one can know that the actual data that is to be used, that data will be used to get the optimal or to get the productive product. So any research on any subject is useful. If the result found is negative, then that result is to be accountable. So please go study. We study a lot. Knowledge is everywhere. We have to gather knowledge from, and we have to understood that where we have to apply that knowledge to make our future bright. So in this way, this well quality optimal solution is to find out by going through all this process. Now innovation. Now we are living era industry 4.0, where robotic welding is to be used. In industry 5.0, our aim is to transform the robotic welding with the combination of artificial intelligence and machine learning. This is the innovation. But the field is old. TIG welding is a conventional welding. Now, in our industry, we use CNC machine, but in our day-to-day life, in your institute, you have only one CNC, you may have only one CNC machine. You perform job during your class in a conventional lathe, in a conventional milling, in conventional shaping, in conventional grinding. But today era, a CNC word is added to all conventional machines, like CNC lathe, like CNC milling, like CNC drilling. Okay, so the word CNC is added. The computer numerical control. The machine is now operated by, earlier, machine is operated by operator, but nowadays, machine is operated by a computer. Now in future, the machine is operated by robot. Right or wrong? Robot can perform welding, but same welding can be done by manual welder. But that accurate, we cannot perform the weld bead accurately, uniformly, with highly precise job, highly precise weld quality can be obtained by using this type of innovative equipment like robotics. Conventional TIG welding is now converted to robotic TIG welding. Conventional MIG welding can convert it into robotic MIG welding. Now researchers combine the two process TIG plus MIG. They name as hybrid welding. The innovation is not stopped till now. They are reaching and wants to innovate many such welding process. Since the sky is the limit, we cannot touch the sky, but I hope we and our next generation can develop such a machine that do not use robot. They can perform the welding by our voice command. With the help of artificial intelligence, with the help of machine learning, you are our future generation. And you discover or invent or innovate such a machine that are operated by your own voice command. Today, welding drone has been come to our industry. What is the application of this drone? The drone equipped with camera, sensor, robotics arm. They perform the welding in such a situation where man cannot reach. Say an example, deep petrol or diesel well, kerosene well, or in a underwater sea. This drone goes there and weld and perform their job with a very precise way. But how this drone, how this robot can perform welding? Because we give the exact data, exact optimal solution to them. We give the input to them. According to our input, they work. So, if our ancient engineer, if our past welding investigator, it is not only means of welding in the field of any manufacturing, in the field of any IT industry. If the old input data are not available, no innovation will be going on. So we have to carry out such a data, we have to generate such data with the help of optimization technique like Taguchi, principal component, like TOPSIS, like Taguchi method, but RSM, artificial neural network. There's so many topics that are generated by a scientist or engineers to give the input to this type of equipment. Now today, before ending my presentation, I want to give something, how the optimization has to be performed with the help of Minitab. Now, this is the Taguchi design method. DOE means design of experiment. In first, you open your Minitab software, go to Stat. This is DOE. Then proceed to Taguchi, create Taguchi design. After clicking on create Taguchi design, this dialog box has been opened. Here, we have to select any level. You can select 2-level design, 3-level design, 4-level design, 5-level design, or along with the factor. In our experiment, we choose 3-level design and 3-level factor, and then clicking on the OK tab. This type of dialog box again found. Here L9 and L27. L9 means 3 factor into 3 level. you have to perform 9 experimental runs. And del 27, that means you have to perform that experiment into replicate of 3 times. Now, in reduced to experimental run, we choose inline by considering 3 factor and 3 level and clicking on OK button. After that, we have to fill up the name of the factor, just like here. In the place of A, we write welding current, B gas flow rate, C nozzle to plate distance, and the 3 corresponding value has been retained, and finally submit it. This type of worksheet is open in the mini tab. That is welding current, gas flow rate, nozzle to plate distance. Here, with 3 factor 3 level, the total line experiment has to be marked here. Now we copy all the experimental data into this worksheet. The C4, C5, C6 column represent yield strength, ultimate strength, and the percentage of elongation. Then again, our objective is to maximize our response. So we choose larger is the better criteria. After choosing this larger is the better criteria, submit it. We found this type of response, this type of worksheet is open in the Minitab software. And finally, this 2 graph has been obtained. By studying this type of 2 graph, that is main effect plot for mean and main effect plot for ascent ratio, we find the optimal solution. In this case, optimal solution is higher is the better criteria we have used. So 90 amps, this position is higher, this point is so represent higher value. So this point gives a value of 20 gas liter per minute and 3.0 millimeter is nozzle to plate distance. This gives us an optimal solution of the particular problem. The problem is to weld the stainless steel of thickness 3 millimeter. So this type of experiment repeatedly we perform by the welding investigator to find the optimal solution. And this optimal solution must be write a separate book. So that data must be used by the researcher, by the scientist to produce that welding drone, welding, robotic welding, because they only know how to perform the weld on the basis of this data, and data that will be supplied by us, human, not human. They not know the human language, they know the computer language. So by giving this data as an input to them, they perform the job with 100% efficiency. No welder is required. So this is the innovation. Emerging field. The today aim is emerging field. The emerging field in the case of particular area, this is welding, is fixed stir welding, magnetic welding, ultrasonography welding, robotic welding, laser welding, hybrid welding. This is the emerging field. But from my point of view, every field is emerged because we have learned from each and every field. We have to develop this type of optimal data by performing this type of experiment so that so that we can develop a product from that field. So any researcher perform any research, if that research do not give a fruitful result, negative result, that is not accepted by any journal, any engineer, any scientist, that deviate from experimental, but that is also a research count as accountable. The failure is also recognized That is the research. So time is the constant today. I have to stop by 12:30. The 2 minutes has left. So I conclude by saying that you are the future of our country. You are the future of the country. You studied a lot during your 4th year, but only 5% of the knowledge has to be used in industry. Why 5%? Because there are 48 subjects you have to gone through during this 4th year of studies. You have to learn computer, you have to learn mechanical, you have to learn electrical, you have to learn electronics. But when you work in a particular domain, you have to work for that domain only. But it is not true. The product is not developed by self. Product is developed by cumulative work done, performed by several workers, several engineers, several scientists. I already explained earlier that without help of other, we cannot succeed. So you have a lot of enough time. I especially say this to our student, beloved student, the faculty member who are participate in this FDP program. You just carry out a research, publish a lot of paper. Since every innovation is recognized, if you fail, no matter, your result will be taught you to how to succeed. Because we learn from past, we rectify our mistake in present so that our future may be bright. So by saying this, I thanks the committee member, coordinator, joint coordinator, convener, organizing committee, staff who are directly, indirectly involved in this FDP program. I thanks to all for giving me an opportunity to enlighten you by giving a speech. Due to time constraint, I have to stop here. Thank you very much. Directly I will talk this. Good morning to one and all. Myself, Dr. C.V. Shivaram Prasad, working as Associate Professor in the Department of Civil Engineering, Mallar Engineering College, Hyderabad. So, where today I am going to discuss about the research etiquette topic. So, which the young buddies, faculty members, those who are interested to present their papers in the conferences or in the publish the papers in the SCA or SCIE or ESCA index like that comes under the Web of Science. So, what is the journal indexing and website that connect to the research community and website that index of the scholarly literature and what are the research ethics as well as the top 3 areas of scientific dishonesty. So these are the topics I am going to explain here. So whenever as a faculty members we want to grow up, always we have to keep on publishing the papers and publishing the patents like utility patent as well as the design patent. And nowadays so many people are doing copyrights also. Same like that, the indexing part is utmost priority. Like whenever you are publishing a paper, it is a Scopus index that would be good, as well as when you are publishing in the SCI, which comes under the Web of Science. So that is also the quality thing where we have to see. Whenever you are applying for the promotions or whenever you want to grow in your life, always you must publish in the Web of Science SCA papers. Again, in the Web of Science, we have an ESCA, that is the emerging source citation, as well as the science citation index expanded, as well as the SCA. So based on these three in the Web of Science as well as the Scopus index, again there is a quartile percentage is there, like Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. So where you can publish your papers in Q1, Q2 papers. So you will get easily in a big universities a guideship after your PhD. Or whenever some people, the young buddies, those who are want to get the PhD admission, if you have a Q1 papers where the quality shows to the professors or university, so then your quality of the research should be more. Otherwise, what happens if you publish a Q4 journals, so later that will be discontinued in the Scopus index journal. So nowadays, what happens, even Scopus journals also, some of the journals they are creating a cloned journals. That means where your original website is different and also the cloned website, the same thing they will create. So in that, the people they simply publishing in that paper, simply getting the paying 2,000, 1,000. So later, what happens when the Google Scholar indexing, whenever you create your profile in the Google Scholar, whenever you create a Google Scholar profile, what happens in that if you type your title or your name, you didn't get your paper properly. So the lot of fake consultants are there. So be aware of that. Whether your
source homepage is created in the scopus.com or not, you have to check. And one more important thing, act as a reviewer as much as you can. Like for suppose, if you review a good journal, what happens? You will get minimum 180 days of free subscription in the scopus.com. Whenever you get the Scopus subscription, what happens? You can check your any paper easily download from the scopus.com, sciencedirect.com by logging into the scopus.com. So in that way, you will get to so many papers to do a lot of research, what are to find out which objectives the new people are doing, and the young buddies, the PhD scholars, what they are doing around the world. Like that, you will find out and you create a new proposal in your research. Then you have to start a good exposure in the research. So that's why when you first you have to create a scopus.com website in the login registration. So once if you know the login registration, while doing a reviews, you will get 180 days free subscription. Once you got, even you can access any number of the papers in the elsewhere or Spinger, whatever it may be. So in this journal indexing, I will talk on this. Yeah, coming to the journal indexing, what we discuss, the most probably we will talk on always Scopus or SCI. So which means this Scopus or SCI, that two are different categories. We have Scopus as well as Web of Science. After some days in India, like they created around 2017 UGC care journals. So what happened? They simply all normal journals they included in the UGC care journals. So what happens? So many professors like IITs, NITs, some reputed state government universities and private universities, they raise a complaint on UGC care journals. So within a span of 6 months, they removed all the UGC care journals, and they maintaining now the quality journals only in the UGC by under the Savitrabai Phule University in Maharashtra. So remaining all they removed. Previously, they used to give the UGC number. So whenever you want to publish your academic career enhancement or API score, you must check in a Savitrabai Phule University website UGC care. And as well as one more thing, if you publish UGC Web of Science, SCI or SCIE or ESCI, ESC means Emerging Source Citation Index, or SSCI, Social Science Citation Index, or ABDC journals, ABDC indexing journal, that is the American Business Dean Council indexing. Okay, but most of the cases in our engineering college, we will go for the Scopus and Web of Science indexing. But coming to the MBA people, they will go for the ABDC as well as SNH people, they will go for the social science indexing journals. So like this, whenever you want to publish your paper, first you target the indexing part, whether which indexing you want and what is your level of the research. For suppose you prepared a small 1 or 2 objective research, then if you want SCI Q1 journal, it's not possible. It's very difficult. Why? Because the reviewers are topmost reviewers are there. They simply give you like there is no contemporary research in your paper, and also abstract is not suitable to our journal, and your research whatever you have done, that object is not sufficient to publish in our paper. Like that type of comments we are getting from the reviewers. Whenever we want to targeting for the Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, the utmost priority is the objectives. The second one is publication ethics, where we can measure the publication ethics by using Turnitin software, which is the plagiarism software. So in this Turnitin software, as worldwide, every journal like Elsewhere publisher, Springer publisher, Taylor Francis, MDPA publisher, we have n number of publishers are there. Only reputed publishers are limited. They will check your document should be plagiarized or not. It should be below 20%. Most of the 99% publishers, they will check whether your document is within 20% or not. So first they will assign a editor. So he will check first whether it is plagiarism is below 20% or not. Once if it is more than 20%, initial editor only, he will reject simply. So after that, what happens if it is below 20%? He will send to reviewer 1, 2, 3, depends upon the journal quality. So later on, we will get the comments and we have to address those comments, in the manuscript, as well as a separate response sheet you have to provide in the editorial manager. So that what happens, we have to send, and after that, it should satisfy the editor, they will accept. So same like that, if you see in this The journal indexing, we have science citation index expanded, emerging science citation index, as well as new initiative from the established organization to enhance the research quality in India. That is the ICA, Indian Citation Index. But that is a failure in my point of view. From it was established in 2019 like that, but still we didn't get the quality like a Scopus or Web of Science, MJL.clarity.com. You know why we are not reaching that much level? Because of we are not maintaining from the government the ICA indexing part. The Scopus, Web of Science.com, MJL, Clarity websites, they are very prompt. They will follow editorial manager and all. But in our ICA, we are not getting the good journal. That's why we are not reaching to the globe. That is the thing. But still, you know, if you go to the Gulf countries, we have ISI also. ISI indexing journals also. They will prefer those journals only. So like that, we have different types of the journals. The indexing part, whether you will go for the Scopus or Web of Science indexing. You know, there is a thing is that some colleges, they accept Scopus index journal. But your quality of the paper is Q1. That means that indexing is comes under the ESCA, that is the emerging source citation index. Whatever it may be, but if whenever you want quality paper, you check the SJR ranking. That is the Simago General Ranking, SJR.com. Where if you check the SJR ranking, I will show how to check on our website. In that also, they will clearly mention on which quarter it is there, whether it is a Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, from last 6 to 10 years, which quarter it is maintaining. Based on that, we will publish your papers. This is a Scopus website where whenever you want to search journal, for suppose you will get a small mail like our journal is publishing, it is indexing the Scopus or not. But whenever you want to check, simply open scopus.com and there is an option called sources. Here, sources.com is there. If you click on the sources.com and it will show you like ISSN number as well as the journal title as well as the journal publication in the drop down box. Once if you click on the ISSN number, you have to enter the ISSN number. Then it will clearly shows that whether it is continuing in the present year or it was discontinued. They clearly mention. And from where it was started also, it will clearly shows in the scopus.com. And after publishing some, you will get the experience. Some years what happens, you will get around 3 or 4 papers. So where you will go to the author search, if you give full name, first name and last name, you will get all original indexing Scopus papers. I will show you that one also. Okay. If internet is there, I will show you the practical feasibility. Yeah. All of you, if you check the Scopus website, yeah, once if you click on the author search, it will show you author first name as well as author last name. First, I will try my profile. If we publish in normal papers, it's very difficult. We didn't get in the Scopus database. Yeah, if you click on my database, you see almost 26 documents are published. That means all the 26 are original Scopus or original Web of Science. It must be in a scopus.index.com. Some journals having Science Citation Index, Science Citation Index expanded, that is a SCIE, and some journals are emerging source citation indexing also. So whenever if you go for the promotions or increments or government post, first they will check this one only. If you take a hard copy publication, simply sir, I published this paper, they don't accept that. So we have to do like this only, where you can check in the Google Scholar Scopus citations also they will check. You check Scopus citations are 188, but Google Scholar citations, if you publish normal journals also, it will if you get any reference or citing in your papers by others, you will get more citations. If you check Google Scholar, you will get more papers or more citations. All Google Scholar not comes under the Scopus. That is the first point you have to remind. All SCI journals not comes under the Scopus. All Scopus not comes under the SCI or ESCA. So there is a process where you have to learn each and everything. So I will show you clearly here what is the difference between the citations part also, which it will shows in the Google Scholar, but in the Scopus how you see when I type my name, we are getting a Google Scholar account here. Here around 314 citations, and H index is 9, where I will talk on this one, and I index. The citations, what is the Google Scholar account? First, I will explain. So, Google Scholar is nothing but whatever the publications you are publishing, that simply we will upload the papers in the Google Scholar account, where you can see in the Google Scholar by uploading the manually, or you will see this plus symbol. Where if you log in, you will get this here. There is a plus symbol will be there beside the title. You can upload normally also. It will take no problem. But if you publish in a good journal, automatically, if you search, it will give you clearly your paper. Otherwise, it don't come. Google Scholar, it won't accept that one. Now, after some years, they accepted PDF also. Here, what is the H index and what is the I index? For suppose, whenever your paper is cited by 10 or more than that paper, it comes under the I10 index. And the H index means, if you see the number 9, 9 means 9 journals having the 9 or more citations. That is the difference between the H index and I index. I index means I have 9 papers having each one is a 10 citations. H index means I have 9 papers having more than 9 citations. That is the H index. What is the use of this H index and I index means? Whenever you have more than 10 H index, some journals they will give you coupons while reviewing the paper, like probably MDPA, elsewhere, Taylor and Francis. What is the use of these coupons? I will let you know. For suppose if you review a paper in MDPA, publisher papers, they will give you around $100. What happens while you want to publish your paper in an open access? We have two types of publications: subscription access as well as open access. If you choose the subscription, that subscription means the open. Very difficult to download the paper. If you go for the open access, one second. If you go for the open access, there will be 1,000 USD or 1,500 USD like that. So once if you have a Google Scholar this much, you will get every 1 month 3 or 4 reviews. You will get the money and you will publish easily in the open access journal. The same thing we will do. So like that, Google Scholar. And next slide. Same like that, we have to do in the Web of Science also. We have to create the group. And UGC what the first publications, which is prominently by the Indian government design, where in the 2017 they created this one. After that, what happens? They simply removed n number of the papers. This is the original website from the UGC care list, which is maintained by the Savitribai Phule University, where you have to register in this, as well as you have to check whether your journal is original or not. Okay, and also if you see the another one, yeah, this is a registration process in a UGC care. Yeah, this is a public note where you can got in 16th September 2019, where they removed n number of the papers in the UGC care, as but they don't have a good quality. And this is the Indian Citation Index website, where you can register and check the Indian Citation Indexing also. Website that connect to the research community, where you want to find out some good websites for scholarly literature. You can see all this one: researchgate.net, academia.edu, and getcited.org, ssrn.com. Most of the people, we always check Science Direct only. In the Science Direct, we didn't get the access and all institutional access and college they don't have. That's why if you go to the ResearchGate, it is a free. Academia.edu, this is a free. This both you can get a lot of papers, and we can download also. One second, I will make it. Yeah. Next. So in the ResearchGate also, same as Google Scholar, You can create and you can search n number of the papers and you can download, and academia and also social science research network, that is a SSRN, and also whatever we discussed in the scholarly literature, that is the Google Scholar, Scopus and Web of Science. So like that, we have to create a Google Scholar account as well as a ResearchGate account to know or to get n number of the papers, and open access journals also we will get. So this is the profile where you have to create your Google Scholar account, where you have to give the title and authors list, and you will get the Google Scholar. Finally, you can upload a photo and you can upload the affiliation. After that, what happens? First, you have to create the Gmail, but nowadays Gmail is not accepting in the Google Scholar. They are accepting only the institutional email ID only. If you don't have an institutional email ID, it's very difficult to create this one. Okay. So I will finish within 5 minutes because Ramesh Ponda next patents are there. Yeah, this is a Scopus. Whatever we discussed, we have to create your retail part. Same that one, Web of Science, it is created by Thomson Returns. Yeah, and Publons. And also this is the data source, the indicator where H index, citation count, and item index, average citation per article, impact factor, and RG score we will get in the ResearchGate account. And these are the rules and regulations, rules of conduct, and the values and moral practice and ethical practice you have to do while preparing a paper. Where the preparing the paper, the mode of the paper or format of the paper, you have start with the title and abstract and keywords, as well as the introduction part. You have go for the literature review and research significance and material methods or coding, whatever you have done, and results and discussions and conclusions part and references. These are the things you have to maintain in detail. And also the exact, you have to focus on the objectives as well as what is the research significance. Any paper, if you want a good quality paper, you concentrate on the research significance. What the literature review is there, what exact significance of your present research, then you will get a good paper. And if you see the statistical report on the misconduct of retraction, nowadays the most problem in the world is the retraction. If you go to the LinkedIn, there is a research watchdog one page is there. You check that one. It was operated by the Agarwal. So everywhere, if you simply copy and paste, the retraction coming in that. So where we are putting in the block list, and they are applying to the AICT and UGC, these people retracted from other paper and they are publishing in a dump journal, and they simply paraphrasing by using Quillbot and all, so that they are doing like that. So retraction is the utmost priority. You don't do simply copy paste. If you don't have paper also, no problem, but don't do like that. If you see our Ramesh Chandra Pandaji, they will always do ethical research. Even the research patents and all, they don't retract, they will create the innovative things. The Ramesh Chandra Panda sir, he has done a number of papers, but they don't do copy and paste. They will create an innovative solution for the what exact society is facing. So in that way, if you do like that, your paper will publish in a Q1, Q2, Q3 journals, where the Wegrow also supporting in that way. Yeah, if you see the top 3 areas of scientific dishonesty, like plagiarism, fabrication and falsification, and non-publication of data. So in that, for plagiarism, the better my advice is use the Turnitin software, Turn18. Okay, that is the best software, and nowadays so many people are using Drillbit also. Both are same, but Turnitin is a high quality. And also, when you are doing the Turnitin software, there is a system. While uploading a paper, it will ask you how many matching words you require, like keywords, 10 words, or percentage of the matching, as well as it will ask you the bibliography, whether you are on or off. So there is a lot of research is there. You can connect with me or Ramesh Chandra. We will explain whether exact research how we will do. So these are the retraction of the papers. Most common in the clinical research, we will get that these medical people, they don't do that much area. Simply they will give some people and they will publish. So retraction time. So if we discuss, it's like a morning to evening discussion part as a research. Okay, thank you so much. If you have any doubts, participants, I will tell you either offline or online. Any type of question. I think one person is listening carefully. The last one. I am observing. Thank you. Any doubts? Yeah. Even anyone you can contact personally also. We have done n number of research attributes. Even see, I am helping so many people, but I don't use my name. Some people they simply always put a name in a research paper. Simply if you explain 1 hour also put my name, put my name. So that is a misconduct. I never ever used to put my name in any paper unless otherwise if I don't have any my data or research significance, I never ever put my name. Okay. Some people they are hurrying to increase their Google Scholars papers, blah blah blah. But it's very difficult. But try to once if you try one paper in your own way, the publishing a paper is very easy. It's a hard cake. Okay. Thank you so much for giving this opportunity, especially GKCEM College and coordinator Anuprata and another coordinators and also who are participating here faculty development program and also the association companies, the Wegrow Private Limited, the chief scientist Ramesh Chandra Panda as well as the CEO of Wegrow, where he is the highest patent holder in the world. So we are also doing a lot of papers as well as patents. You can connect with me whenever the research paper or book publication also along with research for Ramesh Panda. Thank you so much for giving this opportunity.
Hello. Hello. Hello, sir.
Fantastic. Full screen.
Just cross it, just cross it.
Okay, fine. So very good afternoon, everyone. This is Dr. Ramesh, and heartiest congratulations and wishes to Greater Kolkata College of Engineering and Management under GIS, and my grand wishes for Dr. Mohiya, who is the principal of this college. With joint collaboration of Wegrow establishment, we are going to organize 5-day faculty development programs. It's on innovation in emerging field. So based on the title of this faculty development program, today I will showcase few of my inventions, few of my research, few of my granted patent, national and international. Basically, nowadays we are focusing for the national patents because for the accreditations for the AICT, UGC, NAC, NBA, NIRF, we are working nowadays. So for the accreditation requirement, we are demanding for national patent grants. We are demanding for Indian utility patent grant and Indian designs. I will showcase you all verticals of research credential. I will showcase you how one institute and individual can fulfill 25% research credential requirements, like your indexed publications, indexed book, indexed chapters, granted patent, R&D fundings, and industry consulting. And my company, Wegrow Private Limited, giving ample opportunity for the professors, those are having equal or like mindsets, research mindsets, and ready to work for the project funding. We are giving funding starting from 1 lakh to 5 lakh rupees to individual professors for prototype and system validations. We are jointly collaborated with Software Electronics Park Government of India, MSME Government of India, 42 MSMEs establishment here at India, and we are providing fundings for the MOU universities and MOU colleges. Now, Wegrow establishment taking care of 7 universities, starting from KIT University, Bhubaneswar, Lovely Professional University, VIT Vellore, Symbiosis University, MIT2 universities at Loni campus and Cathro, BNMIT Bangalore, and VIIT Pune. Indira group of colleges, 13 colleges, we are taking care of intellectual property rights, patent grants, and we are working for the intellectual property right requirement for the accreditations. And best achievement we received so far, the 15th rank for Shiksha and Anusandhan University, 16th rank for the your KIT University Bhubaneswar. We are marching with the 350 patents, granted patents for the university profile requirement for the NIRF. So if you talk about the innovation in emerging fields, you may consider artificial intelligence, machine learning, 3D printing. You can find number of national and international patents through my LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram profiles. We are connecting individual professors, students, institutes for the engagement of research, engagement of innovations in terms of technology practices through product development, addressing the problem statements. So here I can showcase few of my invention. I hope you will like most. थोड़ा नीचे हो सकता है कि स्क्रीन F5. I'll drag it. I'll drag it. Yes. So most of my work you can find into remote communication, online delivery, robotics, healthcare development, digital entertainment, and remote education. These are my expertise area where I developed many invention prototypes, product development, and I granted national and international patents. I also showcase a few photographs so that you can get it, yes. This is one of my invention, IoT-based solar assisted sustainable digital farming robot for spraying, seeding, harvesting, and monitoring. This invention I have designed and fabricated with Lingias University. With more than 21 number of sensors, we developed the prototype and we awarded by MSME government of India. And we granted one national and one German patent for the same. This is the inspection and verification of neonatal patients. We investigated the cost-effective thermal matrices to avoid hypothermia for the neonatal patients. When baby inside mother's home and coming outside, generally the newborn baby and premature delivers, they are suffering from the disease that is called hypothermia. And as per the World Health Organization report, we studied and investigated more than 25% of newborn baby and premature deliver subjected to death in urban area and semi-urban area due to lack of health education. So based on this, we investigated KIMS Medical College, Bhubaneswar. We visited the intensive care unit and taking the problem statement, we fabricated the invention cost-effective thermal matrices to avoid hypothermia. We termed as indigenous thermal matrix to prevent neonatal hypothermia and granted one Australian patent, granted one Indian design patent, and taken one copyright for the same. This is the product I developed. And exactly maintaining the home temperature, mother's home temperature, 36.5 degrees centigrade to 37.5 degrees centigrade. And it's a carry device. Means mother can keep their baby inside and they can move here and there, home to hospital or hospital to home. Nowadays, even you can find the common practices. If you your grandmothers, elderly mothers in our house, after birth of newborn baby, they're keeping the baby inside a corner of a house near a fire station. The main objective to warm the baby and maintaining the temperature of this is a ancient practice. But now medical science much more developed. They are generating your warmer. Even if I granted many more patents on warmer, your IoT based warmer, artificial intelligence based warmer, mechanical warmer, we designed and fabricated with the Dronacharya College of Engineering. So this is my pet invention. मैं जितने सारे invention किया था, सबसे बढ़िया invention this invention, and the cost is only 1,000 rupees, and I am supplying this invention to 3 medical colleges here at Odisha. One is your KIMS Medical College, one is your SCB Medical College, and Veer Surendra Sai Medical College. And monthly, I am selling 200 pieces. I am connected with the pediatricians, pediatric doctors. I am recommending it. And during COVID period, with my 3 students, I visited 3 hospitals, medical colleges, consulted more than 200 MBBS students, PG students, and interacted with more than 50 doctors for the same practice. And then only we developed this invention. दिखाई नहीं दे रहा है क्या blackboard? Yes. Oh. Yes. This is a fantastic work produced by Dr. Subhakant and myself and student groups of Synergy Institute of Engineering and Technology. We developed one invention called cost-effective water filtration using industrial fly ash waste. I collected the fly ash from the roadsides. Then what we did, we added some binder with equal percentage. And we prepared one mold. Inside the mold, we put the fly ash and binder together, and we kept inside a furnace. I forgotten the exact temperature we maintained, and we can find the best porosity. This part, best porosity for water filtrations, and it's only cost engagement of 15 rupees. Those people not able to buy AquaGuard, aqua filter. Nowadays, nanotechnology based cartridge also available. Very costly, 5,000 to 10,000 to 15,000 rupees. But what about villagers? Those are not having good wealth, they can use this one. I'm a man of Bhubaneswar, belongs to coastal area. More than 4 crore people dependent on Mahanadi river. Directly they are consuming water from Mahanadi. So they can use this filter, and with experimental analysis, we found it so well. We granted one Indian patent for this invention. I have taken one copyright, and I granted one Australian patent for the same. During COVID period, Australian government formulated innovation patent. But before 26th of August 2022, they converted the patent into standard patent. At that time, only the government fees was 3,500 rupees. But now they are charging more than 1,56,000 with a taxation. And those people already published and granted your innovation patent, they can get the ample opportunity to convert the patent into innovation patent into standard patents. Likewise, I am expecting all professors from your GKCEM College of Engineering engage all the students with a problem set. Engage them to a prototype development or product development through minor project and major project. For every resource, we supposed to address the problems. If the problem statement is solid, means nobody can beat you for publications and patents. So likewise, you formulate. All professors, they are the best brain of the nation. You are having own expertise. You are having own field of research interest. You are having best education. You are having best experience. You are having best research. You are self-sufficient. You are self-sufficient to formulate one problem statement. Even if one single problem statement give you that much of satisfaction. If you can formulate, no need of 100 patents, no need of Scopus, no need of SCI, no need of UGC. If you are satisfied with your problem statement, you are satisfied with your generated title of invention, abstract containing the objective outcomes, your problem statement, bit about the technology practices, and how your research helpful for the society. Design your own invention using CATIA V6 and SolidWorks software. Validate it using ANSYS software. Formulate its complete specification of the component. Design your own novelty, prior art development, inventive steps, and claims of your research, and formulate your own paper or formulate your own work. You are the whole and soul creator of your own individual research. Don't compare. If I am having Scopus, you supposed to first satisfy yourself. Whether you are student, professor, or individual R&D, this is my youngest motivation for everyone. Formulate your problem set. You see, I am a 3D printer expert. I fabricated and manufactured one 3D printing machine with University College of Engineering, Pune. Now Wegrow connected with more than 7 universities and more than 53 number of engineering and management colleges over country for intellectual property rights and patents grants. Management people are thinking that patents into management not possible. But yes, Dr. Sanket is here, Madam is here. We already granted more than 50 patents into management practices. I can formulate the title likewise, artificial intelligence based multimedia interactive kiosk for the business management. Nobody can beat me to take the grant. I formulated the kiosk or device that will be helpful for the e-commerce, part of management. So this one sustainable manufacturing process of eco-friendly 3D printing filament. What about the, sir? Now it's visible now, no? Two participants. Visible? You please check your mobile phone, sir. Madam, थोड़ा check करना. Visible है क्या screen? Yes. Now 3D printing is the emerging technology. No technology can beat 3D printers. 3D metal printer, 3D, filament printers, FTPs can give you exact prototype with respect to your imaginations. Now industry using AutoCAD, SolidWorks, CATIA V6, Skyline. These are the four softwares generally used by the industry for the product development. CATIA V6 providing exact surface finish and exact parametric inputs with respect to allowance given to the design. If you use AutoCAD, you will find the raw finish of the product manufactured. But CATIA V6 is now recommended by all the companies, starting from the Mahindra, Ashok Leyland, Sonalika Tractor. These are the three John Deere's. These are the four companies now leading Indian market for the tractor and heavy vehicles. They are using CATIA V6. So it's my request to all participants, at least you learn one design software. And it's not a master thing. You can follow the instructions given by the YouTube learning platforms and you can learn it. It's a humble request. You please learn one simulation software, learn one design software, and learn one validation, irrespective of expertise. Whether you are a computer science, management, or your mechanical, civil, electrical, electronics, one software needed to learn, and that will flourish your paper review. If you can learn something, if you can give more emphasis to the what is that called, innovation related resource paper, you can design your own innovation and you can showcase in your paper, or you can showcase in your patent, or you can showcase in book chapter or book. Nowadays I am helpful for the book publications. I can help you for the ISBN series. All faculties of your GKCEM college, in 3 pages you write one chapter. I will give you ISBN number, print your book. ISBN only 300 rupees. Only 300. Take it granted for your profile, madam. Ek chapter. You please lead the team and collect one chapter for everyone. We are not charging any money. Only 300 rupees I can pay from my pocket, no even. So let's start one book. One book or book chapters like this. Everyone contribute 3 page document. More than 25 professors are here. So minimum 15 chapters are required to publish it. And that will develop your profile. Today you are here. After 5 years, just try to imagine how your profile is supposed to be, so that you can promote yourself as a associate professor or professor, dean or director. We all are youngsters. Madam, we are youngsters. We are having great future. Think about the future, 5 year, 10 year, 15 year, 20 year, 30 years. We will appoint ourselves. Day will come. Everyone will take a chair of principal. Everyone will take a chair of dean or director. So for that, we need some masala. We need some profile in terms of indexed publication, indexed chapter, indexed book, granted patent, funding compulsory. These are the forefront things for the profile. Work for funding, work for industry consulting. First page document, नाम लिखने की जरूरत नहीं है. Your name will give the explanations. What is the worthiness and credibility of your profile in terms of granted patent, in terms of R&D funding. My company giving, I can write the letterhead and I can sponsor, or industry consulting. These 3 verticals can make you a vice chancellor after few days. This is required. So here we, fabricated one sustainable filament for the 3D printing. And for the 3D printing now emerging facility provided by MSME Bhubaneswar, your central tool room training center Bhubaneswar, with 400-500 rupees, they are providing the facilities. So you can design and you can fabricate your own invention. This is a design for bore well water, right? I have taken the screenshot. The water is coming. I'm expert into IoT, artificial intelligence, and machine learning. I can help you for the circuit design. I can help you for the exact specification required for the invention. Specification plays a vital role when you are fabricating any invention. With equal strategy of your specification leads to great percentage of efficiency. For example, designing one sustainable innovation. I need a solar panel, one battery, and one inverter. If equal specification will be there, it will leads to better percentage of efficiency. So before designing the specification, you have to take care and study the complete specification properly. This is a fantastic work, guided, and we work together. This invention is machine learning based automated guided self-sustainable hybrid e-vehicle. Here we we optimized the self-powering of electric vehicles in inclined roadways. Likewise, and we validated it, we granted it. This is the design we prepared. Self-cleaning and germ cleaning revolving public toilet for the COVID-19. You can see the design. Nowadays, if you go to metro cities, side roadways, you can find public toilets, right? So here, 4 number of toilet cans are fitted with a revolving standees, and one by one, it can rotate with respect to user requirements. So at a time, multiple number of functionality of public toilet can be synthesized and can be promoted for the COVID practices. We formulated, designed, granted national and international patent for the same. Sustainable greenhouse for the crops and drying of herbal medicinal plants. This is a booming area nowadays where you can design your own plantations. You can design your own water requirement, hybrid supply of blowing airs, and you can maintain the humidity. Medicinal plants, ऐसा नहीं कि बस हिमाचल में होगा. You can create your own artificial surroundings inside a greenhouse, and you can grow. This is the for this we designed this title of invention. Copyright plays a vital role and enhancing your profiles. Government of India only charging 500 rupees for the copyright. You can do your own research. You can individually register like your LinkedIn and Facebook, and you can take the copyright. It's not a big. You can apply for this. This is my invention digital platform, Arogya Odisha Empowering Telemedicine. This practice now engaged by KIMS Medical, my elder brother. He motivated me, guided me. He's a super specialist into pediatrics department, KIMS Medical College, and head of the Department of Pediatrics. I formulated these programmings, developed one mobile app, and from same invention, he is earning 50,000 per day. Nowadays, doctors are not getting time even to consult the patients. He is charging 300 rupees for 15-minute consulting with the patients, and sitting at home, he is is capable to diagnose hundreds of patients together using this Arogya Odisha Empowering Telemedicine mobile app. For this, we have taken a copyright grant. Robotic automated patient carrier for the operational theater. I visited KIMS Medical College. Now KIMS is the biggest hub for the medicinal practices. They're equipped with high standard of machineries. Dr. Achyut Samanta is the owner of the KIT University nowadays, and I'm the head of institution of intellectual property right of KIT University Bhubaneswar. There are running 32 campuses with 40,000 students. They're charging 18 lakhs rupees for the management seats for MBA or so they're equipped with all set of excellence facility of infrastructures and excellent facilities of modern machineries equipped with the scientific what is that called for the mechanical engineering I visited, they're having more than 25 to 30 crore rupees machineries. And KIT University TBI, their biotechnology department already earned more than 650 crore research funding. The people are working likewise. They are working on the inventions. They are formulating, they are having the facility. So their professors are completely engaged from 10 to 5 in the labs and research facilities. They are not means ऐसा नहीं कि वो हमसे भी ज्यादा है. They are having the facilities. If you have the facility means definitely it will produce interest within you. Likewise, for this I have taken one copyright. This work I means I designed, engaged my students, fabricated sustainable solar assisted all natural clay cool refrigeration system. I can show if I'm happy. Yes, no. Yes. I helped my student to fabricate this invention. This is a solar assisted sustainable refrigeration system. And I truly motivated by Mansukh Bhai Prajapati. He is a clay man making pots, making different utensils, clay utensils from Gujarat. And he is a president award. So he fabricated one fridge, cost of 700 rupees, maintained the temperature 16 to 17. We did some engineering, not innovation, it's a renovation. What we did with the same invention, we added 3 different layers: zinc powder and waste cottons and thermocols. We maintained the temperature 7 to 8 degrees and participated 2 competitions here at Odisha. And I won the first innovation award for this research. And one more engineering college I have taken the students, they won the 3rd position. Best innovation award by एक institute का नाम मुझे याद नहीं आ रहा है. Excel RI something at Bhubaneswar. We fabricated. Have the practice first. How you can engage the students with problem statement and germinate the interest within people to learn, to write, to develop the prototype. इसमें मजा आता है. I don't want in how many SCI you are coming. I don't want how many scopers were coming. I want exactly how you are converting your that is called your own ideation, own problem statement with a product invention, and you motivate, synergize your words and students. Right. So this invention we designed. You can check it. What pen पे मैंने design किया था. You see, I have taken the copyright for the same. This is the grant certificate copyright. Earlier, I was the Dean of Research and Development Cell, Synergy Institute of Engineering and Technology. Then I started my 3 companies, Wegrow, Lexin and IP Calculus. And now my company is the leading company here in India and processing more than 65 plus educational institute and promoting students, institute and professors for the research activity. And we already invested more than 85 lakh rupees to organize 7 conclave across India. We organized World Intellectual Property Right and Innovation Conclave at Delhi in year 2022, where 365 professors presented their work and we awarded them. We organized one technology and innovation conclave at Symbiosis University, Indore. We organized one conclave with DNMIT Bangalore with more than 165 professors. We organized one conclave with ISBR Bangalore. We organized 2 conclaves at Pune, one at your VIIT Pune and one with National Conclave with joint collaboration of MIT Pune. We are sponsoring flight ticket, round trip flight ticket for everyone. We are awarding and we are giving one patent grant for the profile. This is the way I already sponsored more than 85 lakh rupees to promote and motivate professors, and I got the result with my hands. Many people got the opportunity of a director, vice chancellors. This is the way we are, engaging research and innovations, because your patent is all about promotions. For professor post, yearly 2 patent. That is the minimum compulsory by the central government professors. Granted patent. And for the accreditations, 25% requirement of the universities, you have to grant the patents. Now NIRF having 2 different access. One is offline earlier, now it is online. You can't bias the, bias the people, those are coming for the UGC, AICT, NAC, NPA, NIRF nowadays. Online portal is there. You have to put your data with the application number. They will verify. पहले क्या होता था कि NAC से लोग आते थे, briefcase पकड़ा के उनको करा दो. But NIRF now something giving opportunity for foreign students and generating revenue for the institutions. Nowadays you can't access NIRF. You have to put your data in portal. They will scrutinize the things, EPS. They will give the grade, and based on that grade, foreign university, foreign countries like backward countries like Nigeria, Ghana, they are sending their students with scholarship. So institutional research credibility is supposed to maintain. Wind powered, IoT based, cost effective, sustainable organic compost machine have taken copyright, granted. Sustainable organic compost machine, granted. For every invention I designed, novel robotic process, automated IoT-enabled compact autonomous patient carrier for OT, operation theater, granted. This is a brick box. This is a ventilator, box-fitted ventilator. We compact the size. We taken one granted, national and Indian international patent. We taken a copyright for the same. Breathe box. IoT-based sustainable manufacturing of organic fertilizer. Nowadays, no need to go for, no need to buy your, what is that called, chemical fertilizers. You can even, fabricate your own fertilizer sitting at your home. Cow dung, just put it in same, bhul gaya invention kya likha tha. This is the design we prepared. 25% water, 25% cow dung and water, and neem leaves. नीम के जो पत्ते होते हैं उसको ऐड करके स्टोरिंग किए थे हमने सिनर्जी इंस्टीट्यूट में, and we got the organic fertilizer from the same. We have not added any outside elements or chemicals with the same. 25% by weight of cow dung, 25% by weight of water, 25% by weight of neem patta, neem, and 25% something I forgotten. So we maintained the NPK, potassium, calcium, phosphorus level of organic fertilizer. And this practice now going on at coastal areas. In our village, our farmers, Odisha farmers, they are having own gardens. They are doing in a pot. They are putting the 25% by weight of urine. काउ यूरिन, कैस्टर यूरिन, इसको मिला के हम बनाए थे इसको और ग्रांटेड 1 पेटेंट फॉर द सेम. Yes, this invention you see, I designed, engaged my students. This is the youngest motivation for everyone. Using biodegradable waste, we designed this one with a limited percentage of oxygen. I fired it and collected all the smokes and allowed to fire with a burner. I participated, I won the second prize for the same. This invention is a fantastic invention. घर में जो कूड़ा कचरा है सुखा के उसके अंदर डाल देना है, then lead दे देना ऊपर, you have to put the lead, then fire inside. Unburned gases you have to collect in this tank, then allow the gases using one, what is that called, burner, and it is giving equal efficiency as LPG. You can use it. This kind of problem statement we are expecting from the colleges, students, professors. I designed it, see, exact designs using CATIA V6. Fly ash using candle filtrations. This is the process. Likewise, when you are coming with any research, mention using flowchart or mention with using block diagram or mention using any design. That's requirement is there. See, this is the same practice also, different way we fabricated this product. We need to synergize students for prototype through minor project, major project, addressing problem statement. This is the need of our, because people are graduating here, they are building their profiles here for the upcoming futures. So likewise, we have to train properly. We let them allow to learn all the softwares by hook and crook, by youngest motivation, whatever best possible, you have to motivate, because इसी सर्टिफिकेट को लेके वो आगे जिंदगी सफर करता है. अदरवाइज दे नेवर रेस्पेक्ट अस. 5 साल के बाद बोलेगा कि मेरे मास्टर ने कुछ पढ़ाया नहीं था, इसीलिए मुझे अच्छा नौकरी नहीं मिला. बट वी आर पुटिंग आवर एफर्ट बेस्ट ऑलवेज. Yes, see, this project, I titled it Sustainable Biodegradable Solar Cart Mobile Toilet, Empowering Social Sanitation, Tourism, Hospitality, and Bleaching National Heritage. I made this project. I engaged my student, this guy. I guided him, designed him. Now under intellectual property right and innovation conclave, Dr. Mathura से प्रोफेसर रेन क्या नाम, who is supposed to come, Kanta, Dr. Kanta Sharma. Yeah, we booked the flight ticket for Dr. Kanta Sharma. The flight cancelled. All right. This one. Yeah. Yes. Sustainable disinfectant sanitizer tunnel. During COVID period, my chairman given me 15,000 rupees and asked me to prepare one tunnel. So I fabricated it, and after 4 years, I got the grant. The stupidity of intellectual property right offices. They are flexible always, and they are not lethargic practices. Government giving opportunity for grant within 3 months for the design, but for the same grant, they taken 4-year time, because everything subjected to filing, publication, application of examination, examination report submission, amendment of document, final hearing with the controller. If any controller expectation is there, we have to take care of re-amendment of document, then accepted, then granted, grant certificate release. This is the long way, and Indian designs are valid for 10 years, and Indian patents are valid for the 20 years. But with respect to grants, international applications, they are following their rules and time frame very sharp. UK design giving 15 days grant. German giving 2.5 months grant. US giving 18 months grant. 6-month publication, 18-month maximum grant. Indian patents, they can extend your patent up to 6 years, 7 years. आप भूल जाओगे application number. And you can't do anything because Indian IP attorneys, they are the no reply officers. This monopoly is supposed to be avoided under intellectual property rights and patent grants. Because this kind of lethargic process demotivate professors and researchers to move forward and get one grant for the profiles. See, I did it. A tanker, pipes, sprinkler, and a human position locating sensors, automatic sprinkling of the sanitizer. This invention I fabricated, printed this invention at the Central Tool Room and Training Center using 3D printing machine, equal distance maintaining during the COVID period. That the chairman asked me to prepare one invention which can, using image processing, that can, what is that called? Locate if somebody not maintaining exact distance during the process, during the entrance, during the COVID period, it will give you an alarm or siren. So that I putted 2 boxes here, and this particular product we designed. See. Health monitoring kiosk or health ATM. This is the need of hour for all the elderly persons. Particularly, it is needed for Bangalore nowadays. Because most of the NRI people, those idiotic children's getting highest education from different universities, they are flying to foreign countries. And elderly peoples are dying inside home. Likewise, we received more than 70 news from the newspaper that घर का lock बंद है, अंदर खत्म, parent खत्म. This is using 15 different sensors and using one control panel and artificial intelligence. It's giving you efficiency, health report. Like your ATM, you are going, putting your ATM card and PIN code. Similarly, you will go and different sensors will be there that will fit with your fingers, or patches will fit with your body. It will simulate the data and give you the results, health card. Now, elderly people are going for the health checkups. 40s like hospital, they are doing stupidity, charging 5,000, 7,000, 10,000 from the people. This invention will, replace such kind of nonsense practices. Health ATM. At every railway station, every airport, every public space, government supposed to implement such kind of device so that people can get the benefit. This gentleman also worked with me. These are the ventilator, mechanical ventilator you can use for the ICU practices. So we only designed, not fabricated. Likewise, many work. We already granted more than 2,500 patents with my credential. And nowadays we are already granted, 2,600 plus, including this conclave. And through this conclave, we processed more than 750 patents, designs. Sanket ji 4-5 patent khud kiye. Now we are processing one UK. In research, if you want to build yourself, collaboration is the master. Individually, you can't do anything. 5-6 log jab saath mein miloge, then only you can process Indian patent. Cost of 40,000 rupees. German patent cost of 76,000. It is not possible by individual person. But appropriate invention with claims, novelty, prior art development, inventive steps required for the grant. Because the controller of examinations of intellectual property right, they are the commandos. They are excelled into their individual expertise area and resource. That's only given the opportunity of patent grants. Likewise, you can check. These are the mechanisms to develop. This is developed by one of the librarian of Bhubaneswar Engineering College. Your sanitizer punch box. Yeah, this work is done by sanitizer tunnel made by one lab assistant into GN University, Pagwada, Punjab. I have taken one grant for the same. Likewise, we are putting effort for the promotion of the research. Thank you very much. Any question? अच्छा लगा? खुद करोगे तो होगा. Okay, fine. Question. Ma'am, you ask one question. You ask one question. No, if you are having any questionnaires for the patents, innovation, how we can promote our students?
One thing, then to grant the Indian acoustic time.
Indian,
Indian
see,
design.
I'm telling you, design maximum 2 months, minimum 2 months, maximum the stupidity of controller of examination can extend up to 10 years. You can't do anything. Minimum 2 months. We granted many. Today I granted, na. Today I granted 2 invention. I shared in the WhatsApp group. Dr. Sibram sir, you can check it and you can supply to sir also. Ma'am, I am sending to Rajalakshmi ma'am. You send the group. GKCEM group, you send me, please. Send, please. I got a grant just before 15 days back after 4 years. That professor scolded me. What the hell you are doing, Pandaji? Nothing in my hand. I can't do anything. Depends. Any more question, audience? Yes, yes. This is a very unique question you asked only. Patent grants also helping in revenue generation for your pocket. But the process is not revealed to everyone. MSME Government of India, every state having their own MSMEs. Every state. Like in our Odisha, your MSME Bhubaneswar is there. MSME Cuttack is there. It's a simple process. For to generate the reimbursement, Indian government giving 2 lakh rupees for Indian patent grant and 10 lakh rupees for international patent. Yes. For that, I'm telling you, for that you have to prepare one Udyog Aadhaar card. Only cost of 300 rupees, like your Aadhaar card you are doing, and you have to generate one registered mobile number. Portal I will share you. Just you upload your self-declared account number, patent grant certificate, supporting document, and one document from the head of institution, seal and signature. Yes, Dr. Sibram Prasad worked and granted this patent under GKCEM College, Kolkata, and likewise, one supporting document required from the head of the institution. Form available, you can download. You have to available, you have to download. It's the best revenue generation process. You just grant one patent, but you have to follow the process. If you follow means 4 patent you grant international, 40 lakh rupees will come to your pocket. Nobody can stop you. Utility, not design. You calculate 2,500 patent I granted. This is my savings. This is my savings. I can withdraw, means I can apply for the reimbursement and I can take the money from the government. Still, I have only reimbursed more than 10 number of patents. I am having 2,500 patents with my profile. A government pleased to provide you the reimbursement. without any hesitation. Government given 192 crore rupees in last financial year. You can check it from MSME portal. It's a open platform. State-wise government giving money. But thing is, we professors are not having keen interest for the patents, research, innovation, and reimbursement. It's a common process and it's an open portal. You can apply. You can search patent reimbursement. If you give me opportunity, I can showcase you. I'm sorry, it is not working properly. Anyway, any more question or a wind up? Wind up. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Madam also. After lunch, sir and you take that after lunch again. After lunch. Participants are requested. Our second session will start from 2:30 p.m. Dr. Kanta Prasad sir is not available today, and Shankar sir and Rajalakshmi ma'am will continue our second session from 2:30 p.m. after lunch sessions.
Okay.
Okay, and within 5 minutes, I give FDP attendance link and feedback link share in our WhatsApp group. Okay, you fill it for our first session after 5 minutes. Thank you, everyone, and all of you join.
Hello.
Hello, hello, hello. Audible?
And mastery in various skills such as marketing, economics, finance, law, technology. He has completed his master's and doctorate education program, starting private university. He is now a professor with bachelor of engineering. And as an academician, Dr. Sami has international distributed international and national academic journey, which reach and embark in the disciplinary experience of more than 12 years. Sir, over to you, you can begin your session.
Recording.
Recording.
Yeah.
Start recording already start.
Hello. Thank you so much, ma'am, for the introduction that you have given for the participants and the audience. First of all, I would like to express my sincere thanks to Greater Kolkata College of Engineering and Wegrow Association for giving me this particular opportunity to present a title before you about writing and ethics in a good research proposal. This particular title, we have selected this particular thing because the theme of our FDP, that is Faculty Development Program, is innovations in the emerging field. So whenever we say that we are doing a certain amount of innovation, whenever we say that we are creating something new, we need to be very particular about what we are doing, how we are doing, and or in what way it has to be done. So there are certain ethics that we need to follow. And what are those particular ethics? Firstly, I'll brief you about what do we mean by research proposal, what are the various components, and then we'll move towards the point or the considerations about ethics in a good research proposal. Now, understanding the first implementation of research proposal, what do you mean by research? Now, every one of us, being a researcher, either as a part of a student or as a part of a researcher, we have written various research proposals. So research proposal is a certain type of document that presents a plan for a project to review or for the evaluation. So whatever project that we are having, whatever plans that we are making, whenever we submit it for a reassessment purpose or for the assessment purpose, such type of consideration or a document that has been given for the approval, it's called a research proposal. It can be supervised by a project submitted to instructors as a part of an educational degree, or it can be a part of a funding agency. So there are two types of research proposal that we usually undertake. Number one, the research proposal which is mandated by a certain university, or the another research proposal which is given to a funding agency, that is either a VCOD project or an Aspire project or a UGC, AICT, a government affiliated state government, central government, and so on. So we give the research proposals to them also, and accordingly, we get a certain amount of funding from those people. And hence, such type of research proposals are also accepted or they have been submitted to various peoples also. Next thing, a proposal describes about the research problem and its importance and gives a detailed account of the methods that we use to follow. So what are the various methods or what are the various plans of activities that we need to undertake? All those particular things have been explained with the consideration of the research proposal, and then we submit as a part of a certain review. Out of this, now outcome of a research proposal may be either you get an educational degree, which may be mandated by a university, or you get a certain amount of fund for conducting a further research, which you are wishing to do in the due course of time. Now, what are the various steps or the certain procedure that we need to follow while writing a research proposal? So when we write a particular research proposal, first thing we need to understand about what is our purpose. So there should be a certain purpose, there should be a certain problem statement. And based on that particular purpose or the problem statement, we should go ahead with defining or starting a particular research proposal. The next step is choosing the research topic. Now, based on your topic, based on your area of interest, based on the purpose that why do you want to do a particular amount of research, you start identification of that particular topic, you start identification of that particular problem, and then you define your research topic. After you define your research topic, or when we say that we frame or we design a research topic, then we move towards review of the existing literature. So literature, which is literature review means published data which is already into existence and a research which has been done by the previous peoples who are into existence. So evaluation or the conduction of the review of literature is essentially required. Why? Because it's an identification of gap. So whenever we say that a particular research you are undertaking, this particular research should not be conducted earlier, and hence we need to identify or find out what is the gap in the literature that has been done earlier previously, and how your research is a new contribution to the subject knowledge. Next step that we follow is formulating the hypothesis. So whatever hypothesis that we are preparing for, that is, there are two hypotheses, alternate and null hypothesis. Either of one of them is accepted and either one of them is rejected. So we need to formulate those particular hypotheses about what our research problem is, how that particular research problem can be undertaken, and in what way the research problem will be selected or it may be accepted or rejected. Next thing, the fifth point that we need to consider is design and development of the methodology. So what type of research methodology that we are going to follow, whether it is primary database or whether it is a secondary database. In most of the cases, both the consideration of research methodology that has been preferred is the combination of primary and secondary data. Primary data is that particular type of data which has been collected by the researcher for the first time, and secondary research methodology is the research which has been already conducted by the few people earlier, and you are just referring as a part of an referencing for the research consideration. The next point that we have to do with the research proposal is data analysis and collection. So whatever problem statement it is, whatever objective that you have set, based on your scope, identification, need, hypothesis, and the design and development of methodology, you start actually collecting the data. So when you say that you are collecting a certain amount of data, you must have a certain amount of questionnaire. So that particular questionnaire may be a part of an either open-ended questions or an closed-ended questions. And based on that, you start collecting the data. And after collection of data from the respondent, so there is a certain amount of population. From that particular population, you collect a certain amount of sample. And from that particular sample, we collect a certain amount of data. This particular data that has been collected through the questionnaires. Now, today in the modern world, in this scenario, we can collect the data through the Google Forms also. So based on that particular Google Forms or a certain paper pencil questionnaire based also, the data that has been collected has been dropped down in an Excel sheet, and critical analysis of the data based on the correlation with the hypothesis, based on the correlation with the objectives and the scope of the research has been undertaken, and then you move towards the analysis of the data. The next point that we need to consider is budget and resources. So whatever the budget that you have set for, whatever amount of funding that has been required, how the amount of funding is to be utilized, all those parameters are needed to be completed, and then you move towards the resources. So whatever resources of the direct and indirect nature, how they have been conducted, how do you value those particular resources, the compliance of those resources, everything is been mapped, and then accordingly you do your research completion. Next thing is the timelines and the milestones. So this particular concept of timelines, it refers to whenever you say that you have started with a certain amount of research, this particular research should be undertaken or should be completed within a specified time frame. When you say that a research has been started for an academic institution, now if you are pursuing a particular graduation, that is a UG degree or a PG degree, before completion of your degree, you have to submit that particular research proposal or a research project. Next thing, when we go towards the milestones, that if a particular project has been funded by a government agency, they give you a certain amount of timeline. That is, within 1 year, within 2 years, or within 5 years, the research and proposal should be completed and should be submitted. So that particular consideration is about how you comply with the deadlines that are provided. Now, moving towards step 1 to step 7, every research that has been undertaken is been given of a certain deadline, which is a maximum or minimum of 3 months to 6 months. So every single step from step 1 to step 6, it has to be completed within a duration of 6 months. And in this particular way, a research has been completed within a span of maximum of 3 years. Then the last few consideration of ethical consideration, writing and formatting, and proofreading and editing. So these are the various concepts wherein you start actually preparing your report. So earlier was a part of a proposal, then the middle is a part of your project work that you are actually doing, and lastly is a part of a proofreading or the editing consideration, wherein you actually prepare a certain data, you analyze it, and you prepare a certain report, and you submit it for the approval purposes. Now, moving towards the types of the research proposal. So these are the various types of research proposal that you can see here is dissertation topic, feasibility study, grant proposal, thesis proposal, program evaluation proposal, continuation, solicited project, research funding proposal, unsolicited, renewal, and re-proposal. So these are the various types of research proposal that you submit, and based on that, you have to identify, or we have to correlate with our data analysis about what we are doing, how it has to be completed, and in what way the aims and objectives of the research will be fulfilled, and it can be completed within the specified time frame. Now, coming towards what are the various publication ethics that we need to follow. So whenever we say that we are conducting a certain amount of research, there are certain rules or code of conduct that everyone has to follow. So those particular code of conduct are provided as a part of a publication ethics, which every one of us has to follow. Now, based on the publication that is related to the scientific research or non-scientific research. Scientific research is that particular type of research which is specifically based on certain amount of calculations or experiments that we are doing for. But for a consideration for non-scientific research, you actually meet the people, you collect the data, and based on the psychology or the mentality of the people, the research analysis or the consideration changes. So that's the concept of other scholarly work that we are doing for, wherein a human psychology or a human tendency may change from person to person, place to place, region to region, particular to particular, and area to area. So specialization wise, the speciality has been changing, and accordingly, the research outcomes have been justified or they have been calculated. Generally, it's a standard process that IPR, that is now when we speak about intellectual property, these are the certain type of research which have been permitted or not permitted for republication of others' work. And with proper credit or certain resources, we need to be identify about whether it is ethical or non-ethical, or credit has to be given to a certain researcher. And then we go ahead with about the contribution to the research work that we are doing for. When we are doing a certain amount of publication, when we do a certain amount of research, it has to be ensured that it is of a high quality in nature and it is being based on the scientific publication. So whatever previous publications which are there in existence, based on that particular thing, the scientific publication should be referred, it should be considered in the due course of time. And accordingly, the various funding agencies should be identified about how they can contribute to your research, and accordingly, they can give you a certain amount of assistance in terms of conducting your research ideas or the proposal. The next thing, now what are the various responsible research publication? Now, when we can say that we are a responsible research publication, and how a publication can be considered as a responsible publication. Number one, your research publication should be or your whatever invention that you are doing, whatever the identity or the contribution to the innovation that has been done, it should be soundness and reliability. So research should be very sound in nature, it should be foolproof, and there should be no consideration as to whatever gap that we have identified, whatever objectives in the scope that we have defined for a particular research, it should be foolproof and it should be fulfilling the objective and the criteria that we have set for. Reliability, one should be very reliable on the data that we have referred, and one should be reliable on what amount of data that we have collected, whatever the outcomes that we are coming out from that particular research. Honesty, the sincerity and honesty is essentially required when we conduct a research publication. So we should be very honest with whatever work that we are doing. We should not copy paste it from someone else, and either the previous published data should be published in your own name. So there are few people, what they do, they just change certain amount of names, certain amount of keywords have been said, paraphrasing has been done, and accordingly the existing research is also been published in the own name. So such type of honesty should be avoided. Balances, now when we say that we are doing a certain amount of research, ideally it has been referred that when you define a research methodology, it should be a combination of primary data and secondary data. So if you just go for the secondary data, research is of no use. Or if you just go only for primary data, then the research is of no use. So a proper balance between the primary and secondary data should be identified. And based on that, the work should be acknowledged. Next thing, originality. Whenever we do any amount of research work that we are doing, that particular research work should always have the consideration of originality. Originality in the sense, your contribution. Now, when we say that I am doing a certain amount of research, or when certain organization is giving you a certain amount of funding, your contribution to that particular research is exceptionally required. That is, you should contribute to that particular research wholeheartedly, and then only we can say that, or we can proudly say that, yes, this is my research and I have contributed something to the society. So there is a certain amount of level of satisfaction that we get out of the research that we are doing. And we can say that, yes, this is the original work that has been undertaken, or this which has been done by a particular person. Next thing, the amount of transparency. The amount of transparency is essentially required between the work that you are doing, the work that has been done by someone else, and the work that has been acknowledged by some other people. So when you say that you are referring for the secondary database, that particular secondary database should also be acknowledged by some another people. That is, we mentioned referencing, we mentioned in the bibliography, we mentioned about the citations and so on. So transparency in this particular research is also essentially required. Next thing, appropriate authorship and acknowledgement. So whenever we use a certain amount of data as a part of a secondary type of research that we are doing, we should always acknowledge the work that has been done by some other people. And accordingly, the acknowledgement should be mentioned in the literature review, it should be mentioned in the hypothesis, it should be mentioned at the bibliography and all the places wherever we are referring that particular data. Accountability and responsibility. So whenever we use or whenever we are doing any type of research, we should be accountable and we should be responsible for whatever work that we are doing it. So now whenever I say that I have done a certain amount of research, I have made a certain amount of calculation, we should be able to explain that particular calculation. When we say that now in every research, we do research hypothesis, and that particular hypothesis is calculated on the basis of certain amount of data, or we apply certain parametric and non-parametric tests. So for example, when I say I have applied chi-square test for a certain analysis or a certain calculations, I should be able to explain why I should be able to be accountable that as to why T test, Z test, F test, or chi-quest test or Pearson correlation test has been applied, and what is the logic behind applying that particular test and how it has been useful. Next thing, adherence to the peer review and publication convention. So whatever review process that has been there by a research agency. So when you send a research proposal or a research paper to a certain organization, a certain agency, we should have a certain number of patience. We should be waiting for that particular agency to review our research, to give a certain amount of comments and the feedback. And based on the particular comments and feedback, we should wait for the positive reply. And if a certain reply has been received as a part of an changes that needs to be done in a certain amount of research, we should accept that particular changes, and accordingly, after certain modification and changes, the research should be forwarded for the next processes. Responsible reporting of research involving humans on animals. Now, certain type of research which is directly or indirectly involving human beings or certain number of animals, it definitely takes a certain amount of time, because the calculation or the experimentation data that we need to do is very fruitful in nature, and certain demonstration, certain outcomes from that particular research is essentially required or can be helpful for your better database analysis, for better outcome of the research that needs to be done. For example, you are doing a certain experiment on the psychology of human being. Take an example, very sweet consumption of a human being. Now, sweet consumption for a particular human being may differ for West Bengal, may differ for Maharashtra, may differ from Delhi, may differ for Punjab, and so on. So area to area, location to location, the psychology of the human being changes. So accordingly, what we need to do is we need to have a patience. We need to properly collect the data from the maximum number of people. So selection of population, selection of the sample size, everything should be contributed in the equivalent way, and then only we can have a better outcome from those particular research. In the same case is applicable in terms of animals. There is a different nature, there is a different behavior between the animals which are residing in different areas or different locations. So accordingly, we should be identifying about what type of research that we are doing and how it changes with respect to the people that they are being associated with. Now, understanding the importance of research ethics, protecting the research participants. So whosoever are the participants of a particular research, we should always try to protect their ethnicity and so on. So protecting the research participant. Now, directly we are collecting the data from certain people. So we should always try to protect their ethnicity, and accordingly, the participants or the contributors to a research should always be protected, and we should try to see them. How do we protect their rights and regulations? Maintaining the research integrity. Whatever protocol that has been given by the research association or the organization, all those particular norms and policies should be fulfilled, it should be followed, and then only we can say that we are doing integral to that particular research, and we are maintaining the integrity of the research that we are undertaking. Next thing, ensuring the validity and reliability. So we should be always validate our particular data. Now, before we go to the actual data analysis, before we actually go to the collect the data from the population of certain amount of sample, what do we do is we do a proofreading, we do a pilot study of a certain research. So pilot study will help you to organize your research. Pilot study will help you to identify what is the gap in a particular questionnaire. Pilot study will help you to identify how the research will be beneficial, what are the flaws into that particular research, whether the respondents have been agreed, whether they are understanding your research or not. And based on that, it will be very helpful for the people to judge about what your actual questionnaire is, how it has been foolproof, and then you ensure that the validity and the reliability of the data is essentially required or not. Next thing, promoting the social responsibility. And as a part of an Wegrow association, we can see that Wegrow is a certain organization wherein they are contributing or they are always supporting for the societal cause. So our research should also be very beneficial, will be useful to the society as a part of a major consideration. So whatever research that we are doing, we should always try to see that how my research will be useful to the people or the public at large, and how everyone from the aspect of their particular society will be benefiting out of it. And lastly, navigating the ethical dilemmas. So whatever ethical dilemmas that you have in your mind, that is whether I should do, whether I should not do, how I should do, how I should not do, all these particular things and aspects should be covered, and only based on that, the ethical dilemma should be clarified, and then we should go ahead with the research that we are doing for. Next thing, same ethical standard that I explained. Now, a certain type of process that we need to follow, a certain amount of patience that we need to have is whenever you process a certain article, whenever you process your certain innovation, whether you process a certain research paper or a certain article, it requires a certain amount of time frame. So this particular time frame is essentially required. Everyone should comply with that particular deadlines, and only then we should try to go ahead so that our research that we are doing is of qualitative in nature and not just quantitative, and a proper time frame is is been there in existence about how a article has been submitted, how it has been processed, how it has been accepted, how it has been further reviewed, and then how it has been finally published. Importance of data ethics. Now, why the importance of data ethics is essentially required? Number one, promoting the access. Now, whenever we say that we want to refer a certain amount of data, that particular data may be accessible or may not be accessible. So for that particular stage, we need to have a certain identity about whenever if some another person is going to access your data, how he will be able to access it, how he will be going to refer that particular data. That particular promoting access is essentially required. And whenever we require a request, we get a certain amount of requests, that particular request should also be referred or replied to it immediately. Fairness, the concept of fairness decides about, we should be always fair about what data that we have collected, what data that we have submitted, and if anyone is asking for a certain amount of data, how we are responding to that particular research in a best possible manner. Preventing of misinformation. So data ethics is a certain amount of concept wherein misinformation is often largely sin that has been used at this particular level. So we should not always try to misinterpret that particular data. If a certain research is already been published, we should not always try to see that this particular information is misinterpreted. The wrong interpretation goes to the society, and we should avoid or stop those particular things. And next thing is the last concept is transparency. So transparency is a particular concept or a terminology that is required is whatever data that you are doing, whatever data that you are publishing or whatever data that you are referring, everything should be very transparent in nature. So wherever it is been required, the hypothesis, the citation should be provided, the referencing should be given, the style should be mentioned. And based on that particular thing, we should always try to authenticate the particular data that we have done. Next thing, reasons why the ethical research matters. So there are certain type of reasons that I have mentioned. These particular reasons are essentially required, and based on that particular thing, we should always try to see about how the research that we are contributing is essentially contributing or benefiting to the society. Upholding the research, integrating the preservation and archiving. Now, evaluating the retraction rates. So whatever retraction rates that are available for your research, that should be identified in a better way, and we should always calculate about how we need to contribute those particular things. Reviewing the editorial team. So who are the team members of that particular editorial committee? We should refer that particular editorial team, and based on that, we should try to contribute our research, that whether it will be helpful, whether it will be actually useful to us or not. Examining the journal website. So whatever journal that we are publishing in, that particular journal website should be essentially referred, and based on that particular references, we should try to actually access that particular data and then go towards the publication. Engaging the due diligence process, establishing the clear archiving criteria, and lastly, providing the contextual information. So whatever information that is required with respect to the context that we are referring, all this particular contextual information should be referred, and only on that particular basis, the review of that particular data should be completed. So that's all from my side. The session or the platform is open for certain question and answers. So either the online or offline participants, they are willing to ask certain questions. The forum is open. Proposals are not been accepted to tickets. Acha. Number one, the first thing that we need to focus in, what is the title of that particular research and whatever content that you are submitting. The steps, procedure that is essentially required to be followed is that should be followed in a foolproof way. Take your time. That is 1 month or 2 months, that whatever is been required, the research proposal should be very soundproof. Now, another drawback that I have observed at my particular level is the level of sequence that needs to be followed is not being followed by a common researcher that we are doing. Now, for example, if I say, I want to make an analysis of the psychological behavior with respect to certain thing. When you say that you want to make a certain amount of analysis, first you need to define the problem. First, you need to define what is the introduction of that particular topic. If your title is very specific, how it has been linking for, then your research conduct that you are going for is very clear. The introduction of the topic, it relates to the first word of your research paper that you are writing for. So first word of the research paper is your introduction. The second or the third word of your research paper has to be objective, scope, and limitation. It should be correlated with that particular thing. The fourth and the fifth alphabet or the letter or the word that you're using for the research paper, it should be mapped with the hypothesis. So your objective, hypothesis, method, scope, everything should be related with your title. It is not correlated, and then there's a certain flaws that have been identified. That is, but the word that you have used in your title is not matching with the objective. A word that you are using in your objective is not matching with the hypothesis, and so on. So there is no correlation. The chain cannot be identified. Next thing, the literature review. Whenever you provide a referencing for a literature review, The same literature has been conducted by some other person. There is no gap into that particular research that has been done by the previous person. So if you clarify the gap very immediately, then accordingly the researcher doesn't have any objection to approve your project. Next thing, when you define your particular object, when you define your particular hypothesis, the hypothesis is very long. The hypothesis should be very specific, very short, and to the point or to the specific. And the major observation that have been done is there are no two participants, the dependent and the independent variable. So if the variables are not been specified, and how do you get the variable? You get the variable from the objective and from your title. Which thing has been dependent on what? Now, for example, liking of sweets. A particular person from Maharashtra likes sweets more. So Maharashtra and sweets, there is some correlation. A person from Delhi doesn't like sweets. So the Delhi and sweets, it's a not liking. So correlation has to be identified in the hypothesis itself. Next comes forward is the concept of research methodology. The data that you are collecting actually from the people and the data that has been already been published. Now, for example, if my research is related with Delhi and Maharashtra or Chennai or Tamil Nadu and the Andhra region, and I'm going and referring the data of Jammu and Kashmir, is it correlated? No. Next thing, my population size is around 1 lakh people, and out of 1 lakh, I'm selecting only 100 people. It is not a validated data. A certain amount of specified data should be collected, a justifiable sample size should be selected, and only then it should be used. Another example, now, for example, if I say, now I'm doing research on COVID-19, is it of use? No. In the next consultation or in the next decade, a new disease may come up, and accordingly, a new version of COVID-19 may fall, or it may be getting introduced. So, the previous data, which is not already of a certain requirement, the new advancement in that particular research. Next thing, further scope of research. How this particular research will be validated, will be useful for next 10 years, 20 years, or 30 years. It should be very clearly visible to that particular research. So you should provide a scope for further research to the next generation research. So if this particular thing or the chain has been clarified in the better way, your research proposal will definitely be accepted. Welcome.
Thank you, Dr. Sanjay. You are having fantastic, wonderful communication skills.
Thank you.
Your answers are very touching and rightly pronounced. My question is very particular. Why the lethargic process means approach of management activities into innovation in emerging fields? Because you people are always, limiting yourself to model, closure, block diagrams, illustration, bibliography. If you ever try to approach for innovation into management studies, product-based inclusion, you are avoiding innovation research paper. Most of the time, it means theoretical model means practice always they are always approaching.
Correct.
Why such kind of lethargic approach to product-based invention? Because management is the theory. You are the rule makers.
True. Correct.
You are the people who is holding the industries. You are doing the finance part. You are doing the accounting parts. You are the leaders in industry. But why? Nowadays, many more analytics devices.
Correct.
You can find many numbers of invention through this intellectual property right. You are part of that. Why such kind of why not you are approaching for chaos or device helping for HR practitioners? Why not some business analytics device? Why many more product can enhance your performance in management practices? High vending machine. If you go to Lovely Professional University, more than 3,000, 4,000 faculties are there.
Correct.
One HR person facing difficulties to maintain the files of your thousands plus faculties. Yes. So you can introduce high vending machine for the HR purpose, or you are getting thousands of data. You management people are not learning data science management. Why such kind of lethargic approach to education, particularly Indian education?
Correct.
Why? What the Indian?
So thank you, sir. It's really a wonderful question that you have asked with respect to the management fraternity, specifically in consideration. Now, being associated with a government university, that is Savitribai Phule Pune University, what is my observation, my thought process behind this particular thing is the syllabus or this curriculum that has been designed, that has been approved, or that has been given by the university or by the government of Maharashtra, government of India, AICT, UGC. That is a particular specific syllabus with respect to theoretical perspective. Now, what happens is when we Continuous process.
Every time we supposed to prove ourselves to be a good learner.
Correct.
No one stopped us individually to learn. Then why not there people are putting effort base to bring innovation strategies and management practices.
The syllabus or the curriculum is the major drawback, and there is no scope that I prefer is given by the government side to go for a certain amount of innovation. For example, my suggestion since 2004 to Government of Maharashtra and Savitribai Phule Pune University was to introduce the tally education, which is a tally-based software for every finance student or a commerce student is been required. But when a student goes to the industry, he's very new to tally and he doesn't know how to use that particular software that has been essentially required. So practical education implementation with respect to new education policy, first it will be implemented or beneficial to the teachers, and then it will be beneficial to the students. Strategy.
How to run to forward for next 5 years.
Correct.
This is a strategy, but we faculty are very innovative to approach. With my particular, investigations, data science supposed to be a very compulsory.
Compulsory, sir. Now they have introduced this particular thing from 2024 onwards. The business analytics has been brought in.
You only giving opportunity of theoretical learning.
Correct. That's a major drawback.
Some data science, analytics, or process or software supposed to be introduced into curricula. Then only things can be done.
Correct. Very true. Accepted, sir.
We are not supposed to limit the conclusion is from my side.
Yes.
We are not supposed to limit with theoretical approach. We have to learn and we have to introduce new strategies, new implements, and fundamental innovative products and strategy into regular curriculum.
Correct.
Yes.
Yes.
Because it's always giving me, a lot of pain because I'm now for the management in colleges.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone saying that intellectual property right is not a part of science. Only one limited for the corporates. Why I respect intellectual property right? Because it giving process of examination.
True.
In giving process of examination, quiz you never get from publications, books, or chapter. And you are getting a validated from credential from Government of India.
Correct. Right.
From Government of India, IQAC is what is this?
Correct. Right. We definitely look forward that certain proactive measures from the government side, from the faculty members are definitely being taken, and they definitely work for that. Unless and until we get self-realized, we'll get self-ignited that ki nahi, mujhe apne liye khud ke liye kuch karna hai.
Yes.
The people are not going to come forward and they are not going to. For example, in my department itself, I am working for a certain department. I have X number of research papers that I have done, but the other faculty members who are working since 15, 20 years, they have only hardly few one-digit number of research papers. So it's a self-interest base. If you wish that I want to go ahead, then you may definitely.
Learning is something
Correct.
which will make you perfect and growth is compulsory.
Compulsory.
जो पढ़ेगा वो
आगे बढ़े, बिल्कुल सही.
nobody can stop that.
Correct.
And always introduce extraordinary learning practices with the profile so everybody can learn and
Correct.
that's what I comprehend Wegrow.
Wegrow.
So everybody will learn. Everybody will.
What about asking this thing? Some stars they used to where are they?
Hmm.
So now so very try that. So having in mind and the retraction.
Retraction, there is no difficulty in that particular thing. Now, what I, as a part of a general common person or just a stakeholder in the industry, it's a benefit that it's an advantage that we have received.
What happened? The retraction process is starting. So by doing all the data or some others, comes up with the practice use ChatGPT, how you will escape the challenge.
ChatGPT excuses are really not available. But if you
Charge will not giving complete specification.
Complete, yeah.
Only giving the addresses.
Yes.
One thing I like to introduce. Try to bring Excel into one field.
Excel is essentially required. Yes.
Today I appointed as the Excel.
Correct.
Earlier I was also typing things of development and faculty. Then I decided why not into one practice. I introduced myself, learn, repeatedly learn, and again learn, succeed. Nowadays universities are approaching for IP practice.
Correct.
Getting honor from Amit University is not a small.
True.
Right? So bring Excel in one. If you are into management practice now, bring Excel into data science. Only one. That will give you industry industry
Exposure. Correct.
one. Don't जैसे खिचड़ी होता है.
खिचड़ी होता है, बराबर. Specialized into one specific field. Got it. Yes. Thank you.
Yes, this will take a photograph. Ma'am.
Yes. I look for a background. I could research. No.
Thank you so much, sir. Dr. Professor Shankit, sir, for your excellent session. Now we have Dr. R. Rajalakshmi. She is an associate professor in the Department of Computer Science and Engineering at Satyabhama Institute of Science and Technology, Chennai. Dr. Rajalakshmi's research interests include deep learning, natural language processing, and computer vision. They have published in peer-reviewed journals of national and international repute. Dr. Rajalakshmi's work has been recognized with several awards, including the prestigious SIST Research Paper Award. Ma'am, over to you. You can begin your session.
এ কোথায় গেল? পিপিটিটা কোথায়? হুম। বলছি পিপিটিটা কোথায়? একটু আসো চট করে। হুম 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 হুম। শুরু করছে না কেন? Monday only come. You will regarded as a director or principal. Yes. हमारे यहाँ से जो की लेता है पागल। Once you will take the chair, I will take this.
Mic is audible. Try to keep this here. No, wire alone with mic alone. Raghunath sir. Can you help us with the mic? No, actually, I should get inside.
Put like this. You put here.
Okay, that's enough. Is it audible? This is okay. Good evening. I am Dr. Rajalakshmi from CSE department as an associate professor in Satyabama Institute of Science and Technology. Today, I am going to talk about computer vision technology in AI automotive industry. So now we are dealing with AI, artificial intelligence. So here, computer vision plays an important role which deals with machine learning and natural.
You just click it and
Yeah. Okay. Shall I start from this? Good evening. I am Dr. Rajalakshmi from CSE department as an associate professor working in Satyabama Institute of Science and Technology. Today, I am going to talk about artificial intelligence, how it works in automotive industry. My topic deals with computer vision, which is the link between machine learning, natural language processing, speech analytics, and robotics. So AI, which is in the automotive industry, encloses a broad range of technologies. So these technologies that develop self-driving cars, advanced driver assistance systems, personal assistants. So we are going to see how ML-based practice maintains solutions which can assist automotive manufacturers in identifying anomalies in vehicle performance, including engine temperature or oil level and tire pressure. The applications of AI algorithms which interprets sensor data, make split-second decisions, and control various aspects of vehicle's operation. Here, the computer vision system types deals with the 2D vision, manufacturing automobiles using 3D machine vision, automotive vision system with machine learning. ADAS. So this is the thing which is used in AI and ML, which predictive maintenance using AI ML can detect issues, improving driver safety and boost vehicle efficiency. How AI is integrated with the cars. So according to the computer vision technology, which is integrated into cars through sensors such as cameras, LiDAR, and radar. These sensors capture visual data from the environment. Here, AutoML is typically a platform or open source library that simplifies each step in the machine learning process, from handling a raw data set to deploying a practical ML model. So here, AI in the supply chain enables leveraging predictive analytics, optimizing inventory management, enhancing demand forecasting, and streamlining logistics. The companies which makes artificial intelligence for cars are mainly NVIDIA, Rockwell Automation. So here, NVIDIA is one of the world's leading manufacturers of AI-powered solutions for autonomous vehicles. And Rockwell Automation, this company also offers AI-powered solutions for manufacturing tires and producing electric vehicles. So why we are using this AI in automotive industry? So for example, for avoiding mishaps, that is self-driving vehicles with computer vision capabilities, this can avoid collisions by applying autonomous braking. If the driver fails to stop the automobile, the computer vision enabled cameras reliably identify pedestrians, vehicles, and other things. Because of how well designed these systems are, many nations, including US and Europe countries, they have already mandatory, they are requiring automatic braking systems in all new vehicles. So automobile manufacturers, they are mainly concentrating on autonomous braking systems, which are more precise and which is less expensive, and whatever the market expands. Now, this AI in self-driving cars is used for sensing, decision-making, predictive modeling, and natural language processing. Automated assembly. So mass productively, cars in the market are created in automated production facilities, which is using bots. So this is one type of robotics where computer vision systems are used to reduce human errors. For example, BMW cars, they scans vehicle model tags using computer vision and artificial intelligence. Business executives must be careful not to aim to replace human input with cobots when using computer vision and automation in a manufacturing facility. In the past, attempts to replace humans entirely with automated technologies have failed. AI-enabled systems use sensors to assist with the steering and pedestrian detection, monitor blind spots, and alert the drivers accordingly. So here, autonomous vehicle, these To cut the cost of the systems by 90%, Toyota recently developed a powerful self-driving system that relies exclusively on inexpensive cameras, similar to the one used by Tesla. So instant analysis here, the most popular computer vision in the automotive market, they are concentrating on quality control, where all the assembly lines, cameras with computer vision capabilities can find building flaws that are hidden from view in the vehicle's frame, and it measures the size of the car's body sections and to determine tire sizes and match them to specific automobile models, and to assemble the electronic parts such as the battery, cooling model, electrical switches, and for looking the irregularities in the painting job. So these things are done easily by using this computer vision. So this is the model we are actually created. So how it is using the computer vision technology in the self-driving car system. The challenges faced are, the cars without a human operator requires rigorous pattern recognition and a ton of computing power to drive independently. One of the main challenges for AI-powered self-driving cars is the acquisition of training data sets. So we have to train data sets, and then the self-driving cars will be more effective in the future also. So data labeling, these are the techniques which are used, object detection, and then the main challenges faced by this AI self-driving cars is road conditions. Despite having a real-time object detector, there is a chance that performance of computer vision autonomous driving model will vary based on the weather conditions, lighting, and overall environment. So to avoid potential accidents, we are using the mentioned factors. Autonomous vehicles require large amounts of diverse data sets. So computer vision technologies allow self-driving vehicles to classify, detect different objects by using LiDAR sensors and cameras. By combining data with 3D maps, autonomous vehicles will be measuring the distances and spot traffic lights, other cars, and pedestrians easily. So I have displayed the pedestrians, how they are expected to go beyond, and also estimate the pedestrian poses and expected movements when they are crossing the street. So an autonomous vehicle has to be more efficient and faster at not only picking up static objects, but also pedestrians in motion, which is an additional challenge. So stereo vision concept, which is used in LiDAR and camera radar, is helpful to back them. This makes a room for many other issues such as the camera arrangement, as the distance between lenses and the sensor can be different for each vehicle, making the depth estimation system more challenging. So the misshapping is avoided, and the distance between the camera lenses, the more accurate the depth estimation. However, this creates room for another issue, perspective distortion, which must be considered in the process of depth estimation. And the semantic segmentation is the main thing in autonomous cars, where it is the difference between the confusing, that is semantic segmentation labels, each object in an image, how it is labeled. So this is the multi-camera vision and depth estimation. This also depends on the safe driving cars for vehicle safety. Here, perspective distortion. Here, the good distance between the lenses of camera stimulates effective depth estimation. So this can bring distortion, which you want to avoid, make accurate calculations. Some of the objects in the objects, they especially ones near the edges can they can be stretched or skewed in various ways. Distortion correction comes into play when we want to retrieve the information that is left by a camera, which is located on the hood of the car. Non-parallel representation. So here, the accuracy, the difference in pixel can affect the way the machine calculates the distance. So in self-driving cars, the cameras might not deliver images with the same pixel accuracy. So there is a slight difference in pixels where the model calculation to an extent. So to two common types of distortion, which is a barrel distortion. Magnification decreases here with distance from the center of the image. And the other one is pin cushion distortion, which is on the right. Magnification, it increases with the distance. So the 3D maps is given where autonomous vehicle technology, how they can be better to comprehend the driving spaces and how it can assure a safer driving experience. So detection of lane lines, this is also another tedious challenge. One of the self-driving cars is cutting lanes as one, it goes wrong, it could easily lead to an accident. So when combined with deep learning models, computer vision gets to use segmentation techniques to identify lines and curves without human or driver involvement. Next one is we are concentrating about airbag disposal. So due to computer vision technology, the data of other vehicles near a self-driving vehicle, which is continuously decoding and foreseeing possible crashes or incidents. And whenever the accident is to be occurred, it automatically releases airbags just in time to protect the passengers. After an airbag is deployed, the sodium oxide present in the deployment reaction is converted into nitrogen gas by the other chemicals present in the inflator. So the airbag waste must be managed as RCRA hazardous waste and must be sent to an hazardous waste disposal facility. Next, we are concentrating on low light mode driving. As light conditions, according to the route and the time of the day, whether it is a cloudy day or rainy day or sunny day, an autonomous vehicle must be shifting between normal and low light modes. Computer vision algorithms can recognize low light conditions and adjust to them by using LiDAR and HDR sensors. FMCW radars also they are used in this technology. Low light decreases visibility so that the headlight glare can be blinding the other drivers who are driving in the other lanes or more likely to be tired and slower to react. So these factors make driving at night a challenge. So this leads to a higher risk of serious accidents. Next concept we are going to see is super annotate. So companies developing autonomous cars, technologies, they mainly rely on machine learning methods. And in order to ensure the success and safety of a model, which is a more complex thing in autonomous vehicle, they must acquire a solid data annotation workflow with a quality management measures and a smooth iteration cycles. So there is a specially super annotate algorithm which is designed to help companies build super high quality data, that is super data, and feed into AI models to get them into production 10 times faster than the normal cars. So some of the super annotates most commonly used tools which are used in autonomous driving are 3D cuboids. This is mainly used to outline objects of the images and videos where we can label them on depending upon the depth, width, and the length. And the next one is polygons, which is used to perform pixel cut annotations for precise object detection and localization in images and videos. The third one is semantic segmentation, where it is dividing the images into clusters to classify objects, whether it is a car or bike or pedestrian or sidewalks or traffic lights or anything. So next, the last one is the polyline, which allows you to annotate line segments to train a lane detection model. So which is used to annotate wires, lanes, sidewalks, etc. So this is a model. This is the data which is used by the super annotate where you can check the quality of this thing. So thank you. Yes. Question 6. Computer vision in AI automotive industry. Computer vision in AI automotive industry. Okay, sir.
Nowadays, the computer vision approaches are widely accepted and executed
distributed by automation. That company purchased your car manufacturing.
Yes.
Robots, automatic robots.
Okay.
Your that is ultrasonic robot. I found there. And I found one more device also. That is your automatic measurement device.
Measurement.
Your computer measurement device.
Okay.
Right?
Yes, sir.
But the difficulty is automation nowadays, the artificial intelligence, computer vision system. Now they're threatening the labor, human labors.
Oh.
That's what, starting from 1995, we introduced Industry 4.0. Where machine interacting with the machines. Sensors are interacting with the sensors and executing the task. But the difficulty is, if machine will replace the human beings, then what will happen after 10 years, or 15 years, or 20 years?
Yeah, I have talked about this also. If machine is replacing humans.
General manager, he told me, sir, for 10 years, more than 200 people used to work on this path. But nowadays, less than 10 years. And the revolution into automation into your technology into automation market or industries is Industry 5.0. And the concept is man and machine equal partnership and trade potency.
So that we can avoid machine errors and as well as human errors. Yeah.
The rate of changes of automation they will come manager planning. I visited manager plan. 560 employees to get the line moves from manager company. Now only 2 employees. Assembly. What the solution you would like to offer? Whether you like to accept Industry 4.0, where machine and machine interacting each other and being automated into industry, or you have to accept Industry 5.0, which gives immense opportunity for man and machine products.
So fully automated also won't help users. Industry 5.0 should be implemented in all the companies where they should give equal opportunity for both humans as well as machines. Okay, whatever robotics or whatever ultrasonic robots they are implementing, but to assist that cobots or humanoid robots, humans should be there for controlling it, because machine also makes mistakes. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for this opportunity given by GKCEM and with the collaboration with Wegrow.
Well, our Madam, please come. No.
Hello. Thank you everyone for joining to the first session, to the first day of the FDP, 5-day FDP. The application and the feedback link are shared, right? Yeah. See you tomorrow. See you tomorrow at 10 a.m. And thank you for joining.
GKCEM WhatsApp group में थोड़ा सा
না আল্লাহ
আমার লক্ষ্মী আমাকে টাকা দিতে চায় না আর আমি টাকার জন্য পাগল হয়ে যাই